The news that Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner armed group, died in a plane crash created a bombshell effect in the world information space. The plane he was on crashed in the Tver region while flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg. There are images showing 2 consecutive strong explosions in the plane before the crash. It is reported that all 10 people on board the plane died during the accident. Now 2 questions are waiting to be answered all over the world. Now everyone is wondering whether Prigozhine's death was ordered by Russian President Vladimir Putin or by Western special services. It was clear that Prigozhin would be killed. Prigozhin was discussed a lot after the uprising. There were those who called this uprising a show, and there were those who appreciated it. However, this incident suggests that Prigozhin was not listening to the emirs of the Kremlin. Prigozhin was Putin's closest friend, his black box. Apparently, this led him down the wrong path. Usually such people consider themselves invulnerable. After some time, they start claiming power. Prigogine also followed this path. But he forgot that Putin does not forgive betrayal. Prigozhin, who eliminated people for Putin, became a victim in the end. The death of one of Prigogine's closest people indicates that the Kremlin has settled the issue once and for all, taking into account the risk of retaliation. The details of the plane crash, including the fact that Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner special military organization, was actually killed are still not fully known. Many scenarios are possible. The elimination of Prigogine by the Kremlin is not an exception in principle. Although the USA or Ukraine can do it too. In recent days, there was information that the head of Wagner went to Africa and gathered new troops there. It is noteworthy that the plane crash happened a day before Ukraine's Independence Day. I don't think it's a coincidence. However, many details are still unknown. Probably, in the coming hours and days, the issue will be clarified, at least partially. This killing of Prigogine does not really benefit the Kremlin. Russia could have done it differently, more quietly. The current scenario is more of a rhetorical challenge to official Moscow. Probably, the Kremlin will not be in a hurry to comment on the issue. Ukrainian officials, on the contrary, will exaggerate the incident. If Prigogine was really assassinated, then the process may continue. But we are not sure yet. The assassination of Prigogine can be a scenario. The first version is that Prigozhin was removed by the Kremlin. So, recently Prigozhin was at odds with the Russian Central Command as well as with the Supreme Authority. This was met with concern by circles in the Kremlin. In this sense, it is possible that he was killed by these forces. Another version is that Prigogine was killed by the West. This is also a possible version. Because Wagner's focus on Belarus and openly threatening Poland were watched with concern in the West. This also meant the spread of the Russian-Ukrainian war to a wider geographical area. The West can consider these possibilities and eliminate it. Prigogine may not be dead. The fact is that he suddenly made such a flight and his mysterious death is noteworthy. It is also clear that the Kremlin has important plans for Prigozhin. That is, it is possible to pretend that he is dead and try to realize a bigger plan in reality. Consequently, these versions also make sense. In Russia, people who oppose the central government die mysteriously in one form or another. Either he falls out of a window, or he has a car accident, or he dies of a heart attack, or, as in this case, he gets into a plane crash. But the reality is that all these murders are ordered by the Kremlin. After Prigogine's death, Wagner will not be without a head. The Kremlin will appoint a staff more loyal to Wagner than Prigogine.